Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now, before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes the accountant getting the money, Dory remembers how to make money as well, now all the parents are bad, because why the fridge not, forget Benicio del Toro, Justin might remain silent, Fry got bright, the Fantastic Beasts are in 5 places, Tarantino doing a 70s thing, and the Coens are going in the deep web. So with that said, let's get things started. This is all one big numbers game, so of course this guy is going to be the one who will win. The Accountant managed to get into first place at the box office during the weekend by earning almost $25 million. This ended up being more than what both The Girl on the Train and Kevin Hart's stand-up movie What Now made combined, as they each earned $12 million. However, it was Kevin Hart who managed to get a bit more to claim the second place spot. Meanwhile, the other new movie this week, Max Steel, would be trending on social media because of the empty theaters it's getting. Naturally, it bombed hard by starting in 11th place with more than $2 million, right under Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life with more than $4 million, Sully with $3 million, and The Birth of a Nation with less than $3 million. In between all that include Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children with $9 million, Deepwater Horizon with more than $6 million, Storks with more than $5.5 million, and The Magnificent Seven with more than $5 million. This is how A Little Blue Fish made movie history. During last weekend's box office results, Finding Dory officially made a total of $1 billion worldwide. This makes it the third feature film this year to pass that mark, behind Captain America Civil War and Zootopia, all of which made by Disney, and the first Pixar film to achieve this record after Toy Story 3. However, this marks as a brand new record for animated features, as 2016 is the first ever year to feature 2 animated films that made more than $1 billion at the box office. This is not the only record Finding Dory has on its mantle, as it also holds the biggest opening ever for an animated feature, including the Tuesday preview, single day, and weekend, and it's currently the highest grossing animated film domestically with almost $500 million. Dads can be bad too! Well, not in the abusive way, I mean in the comedic way. STX Entertainment has announced that it will be making a spin-off film to their recent Bad Moms with Bad Dads, among several other ideas. The studio made an announcement stating, "Where other studios have automatically greenlit traditional and significantly more expensive sequels, STX has determined those sequels on average are grossing 68% less than the originals. Instead, STX has chosen to focus on extending consumer passion for the Bad Moms brand with a series of film spin-offs, a reality television show, short-form digital content, and a robust consumer products program. So far, Bad Moms is the most successful film by the 2-year-old studio by making about $180 million worldwide." You know, this episode is really missing something. I'm trying to figure out, but what is it? Oh, I know! How about the now traditional Disney's live-action reboot news? Disney has appointed Guy Ritchie to be the director of the new live-action reboot, this time of their 1992 animated film Aladdin. The choice of bringing in Ritchie was because they wanted to take a non-traditional approach to the feature. John August is currently writing the script, and it's said that the musical aspect will remain in the original. This was not the first attempt for Disney to try to reboot the film. They previously wanted to make a spin-off film called Genie, but because of the orders from Robin Williams' will, they cancelled the project. Sources say that this will also be a big obstacle for the feature, as they now had to find a different approach to Genie. I think I might have reported this before, so whatever I said last time, screw it, forget about it. Boyd Holbrook is now in talks with Fox in order to star in the reboot of Predator. The starring role was originally offered to Benicio del Toro, but it is most likely that he declined it and moved on to his other projects. Holbrook is now known to play as Steve Murphy in the hit Netflix series Narcos, and he will soon be appearing as Donald Pierce in Hugh Jackman's final Wolverine film, Logan, which will be coming out in theaters on March 3rd, 2017. Well, if the movie won't say anything, then I will. Justin Theroux will be featured on Netflix science fiction movie Mute. He will be joining the cast that will include Alexander Skarsgård and Paul Rudd in a story about a mute bartender looking for a woman who disappeared in a city of immigrants. The movie came from the idea of Duncan Jones, who will direct and write with Michael Johnson, and wanted to bring this project to life for about 12 years. During that time, Jones worked on other big movies like Moon, Source Code, and Warcraft. There is no confirmation among the cast on who they will play in the Netflix movie. In other Netflix news, Lucy Fry will be among the cast of the Netflix movie Bright. She will be joining the all-star cast in the fantasy action flick that's about a man and an orc, played by Will Smith and Joel Egerton respectively, who must escape magical beings, cops, and criminals to protect a magic wand. The script was written by Max Landis, and reporters were expecting that a major studio would buy it because of the big names attached to it, but Netflix swooped in and gave it a substantially huge $90 million budget. Fry will later appear in the Eddie Murphy film Mr. Church and The Darkness. Technically, I was right when I said that this will be a trilogy. It's just a trilogy plus 2. J.K. Rowling revealed at a fan event in London that there will be a total of 5 films of the Harry Potter spin-off Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. She stated, "We always knew that it was going to be more than one movie. We knew that from the start. So we set a trilogy as sort of a placeholder, because we knew there would be more than one movie. But I've now done the plotting properly, so we're pretty sure it's going to be 5 movies." The event also had the director David Yates present, along with actors like Eddie Redmayne and Dan Fogler. Fans were also treated with a screening of the first 10 minutes of the film. The entirety of Fantastic Beasts will be revealed on November 18th. This news is just to tell you that he's doing a thing. When interviewed at the Lumiere Festival, acclaimed director Quentin Tarantino is currently doing research on the year 1970. However, what this research is for could be anyone's guess. He said, "Am I going to write a book? Maybe. Is it going to be a 6-part podcast? Maybe. A feature documentary? Maybe. I'll figure it out." He did state that what sparked this idea was when he read the book Pictures at a Revolution, 5 Movies and the Birth of the New Hollywood by Mark Harris. So his research is not just on 1970, but 1970 Hollywood. He added, "New Hollywood was the Hollywood, and anything that even smacked of old Hollywood was dead on arrival. The more I started going to the library and looking up newspaper articles of what it is like, I realized New Hollywood had won the revolution, but whether it would survive wasn't clear. Cinema had changed so drastically that Hollywood had alienated the family audience." Here's how Joel and Ethan will tell you about the horrors of the internet. The Coen Brothers have signed on with Fox in order to write the thriller Dark Web. Based on the 2-part Wired article by Joshua Bierman, it tells the true story of Ross William Ulbricht, who created an illegal drug marketplace on the web called the Silk Road, and his path of becoming a kingpin under the alias of Dread Pirate Roberts. Although they have not taken the job to be the directors as well, this is not the first time where they will only work as the writers. They've recently done so with Angelina Jolie's Unbroken and Steven Spielberg's Bridge of Spies. But their next written movie will be the George Clooney-directed Suburbicon, which is coming out next year. And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to film-book.com for all the latest movie and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and their theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you'd like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more into stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you were watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come subscribe to us, and also leave a little comment on what you think on the news this week. If you were listening to this on a podcast on iTunes or any other podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!